I think sometimes we all need a reality check. Sometimes the best place to start, believe it or not, as crazy as this may sound, is at the obituaries. For instance, I came across one obituary this week. He was the proud graduate of Freeport High School, class of 1992. Went on to honor his country as a dedicated veteran of the U.S. Army Reserves. This guy also served as a Buffalo volunteer fire department, or he volunteered with the fire department. But above all, this is what caught my mind. His obituary says he was the quintessential family man and the best girl dad ever. His love for his wife was a testament to the power of partnership and devotion. And they had raised two daughters, Allison and Kaylee, and they'll carry on the spirit of his compassion. He goes on to list the survivors, and it also talks about his faith. It talks about his courage. It talked about his resilience. And I think more than I am talking about Corey Comator, who shielded his two baby girls in the shooting attempt of President Trump. We know that this is a terrible thing for us to hear on the news. It shook most of us. I was sitting on my back porch when I got a phone call from one of our staff people. Just blew my mind that we have come to a point in America where the chaos reigns like that, and people have become so dark and so evil. I will say this, though. When you come across what Mr. Corey did with his faith, his encouragement, and most importantly, his courage, there's two things. Number one, we all have to realize from his obituary that life is so brief. Nobody expected what happened that day. And number two, ultimately his courage was a depiction of true love. I'm telling you, that man literally rescued his family that day. Without any hesitation, he rescued. Now, as you know, his name will live on forever. What he did that day will be burned into my mind. I know that, and yours too. But listen, there is a way more important lesson to be learned than just politics, just blues and reds. But it is the fact that we have someone that wants to rescue us today. His name is Jesus. And when in Luke chapter 19, Dr. Luke was writing about the purpose, he quoted Jesus as saying, "I have come to seek and to rescue, to save those who are lost." And ultimately today, we all have a common problem. It's sin. And we all have a common solution. His name is Jesus. Now, the good news is Corey was a follower of Jesus. And all of us that have followed Christ will see him again. But when we think about rescue, it usually involves some level of sacrifice. And Jesus did that for us on one of our worst possible wrong choices that we could make, and that is to reject him. He is here to rescue. If you've not called on Jesus today, the bottom line is, let Jesus rescue you.